Ladies and gentlemen, it is a scorching day out, which is why I am so happy to be in the workshop where it's nice and cool making this video, and in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to safely pop the top on your propane bottles. So once you've used up all the gas in one of these bottles, normally just throw them away because they're not refillable, but you can keep these. They make some really handy storage canisters. But to safely do this, one of the things I'm going to say is once your gas is, as far as you can tell, all the way out, still go back and put a sprayer head on, a little anything that you can use, such as this attachment, to get the gas out, and just open the valve up all the way and just empty it out as far as you can. And at that point, it's still not empty, but it is empty enough to start. Once there's nothing left coming out of your bottle, you can turn it over, and I highly recommend locking it in a vise. If not, at least clamp it down very securely to a table or have someone hold it. Nothing will really replace a vise. For safety, I would always use a vise. And the other thing I'm going to say is always use nothing but a hand-operated hacksaw. Don't use an angle grinder, a rotary tool, a bandsaw, nothing like that. Nothing but a handsaw. A hacksaw will do the job great, and it's the only safe tool for the job. So to start, once you've got your bottle locked in the vise and you're sure it's, I'm going to use air quotes here, empty. It's not actually empty, but it's empty enough. You're going to take your hacksaw, and I like to use the label as sort of a guide for a fairly straight line. The label isn't completely straight, but they're straighter than I'm probably going to be able to get it by hand, so I like to use the labels. And what I do is I just take the hacksaw and I just take a few quick passes just to get a notch in there. I apologize for my bandaged up finger. Just to get a notch in there for the saw to follow. Now from here, you're just going to want to do slow strokes. Only do a few. And then blow it off, let it rest, and this way you don't risk accidentally overheating it. And you're going to do this for a bit until eventually this bottle opens up and stuff will start coming out. Okay, I've just gotten it open and you can maybe hear some hissing. Alright, I'm not sure if the camera actually picked up that hissing sound, but it's still going, but there will be a noticeable hissing. You'll be able to feel the air coming out, as well as that nasty propane smell. Now, you're just going to leave this sitting here until this all gets out and there's no more of that sound, no more of that smell, nothing's coming out, and then just leave it for a couple minutes after it stops, just to make sure there's nothing left in the bottle. So once that stops and you've let it sit for a minute, you can see here I've started cutting a little more. We've got a little notch coming out, and from there I just let it sit a few seconds, and then after that you're pretty well good to just hack the top off. And there you go, tear the label off and you've got yourself a nice blue canister for whatever you feel like storing in there. Now you may want to touch up these edges with a grinder or a file a little bit just to sort of clean off the burr and keep from cutting yourself on them. You could repaint these, you can do a lot of stuff with them. If you wanted to clean them out, you could plant stuff in them. If you're really daring, you may use it as a cup. I personally would never do that, but I'm sure someone out there has. These things are great for storing some of the more tall stuff in the workshop. I'm currently using this one down here on the floor to store some of my larger drifts that won't fit up there with my smaller ones. There you have it, a nice blue cylinder from trash to treasure. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like, and if you want to see some more awesome content, subscribe. We do a ton of project videos as well as tips and how-tos like this, as well as just some entertaining stuff where I just vlog about whatever I'm up to in the shop. So make sure you stick around for that, and I hope to see you back next week. Thank you.